This is Jonah Hill, and you're listening to the only podcast that matters.
Bro gang, we are joined by His Highness of the Hunt, the Titan of Textiles, Jesus Christ, that's Nigel Cabourn, the Vintage Viking, the Military Maestro, please don't touch his raft, that's Royal Air Force, you Yanks, the Sultan of Surplus, the King of Camo, Nigel is the Army, better yet the Navy, Lord of the Wide Leg, the Don Dada of Dungarees, the Wizard of Workwear, the Medicine Ball Baron, he get it, percolating like Mary J. Nige, designer of the eponymous brand, Nigel Cabourn. Nigel, how are you, buddy?
Fucking hell, I don't think there's fucking room for me to say anything after you said it. I think we should just fucking close the shut it down. It's all fucking done.
All right, the 3-hour train ride, we got it.
Yeah, we're totally
good.
That's the beauty of doing face-to-face so that we can scream that directly at you.
Yeah, brilliant. I wasn't expecting that. As I say, I think this is the first actual live pod that I've done.
Well, it's the only pod that matters.
Yeah, that's what we call ourselves. So, yeah.
Oh, great.
So you're batting 1,000.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, man.
We're like the Clash of podcasts, basically.
Yeah, right.
Nigel, thank you so much for hosting us here in your studio in Newcastle. This place is this is insane.
Thank you.
We're not photographing it because we're not professionals in that regard. But
we're doing it a disservice.
You're going to have to take our word for it. It is, we're in you call this the library?
Yeah. Well, this is my library here. So I've got about 5,000 books here.
God damn.
Jesus Christ.
But what's unusual about this is that the books are really to do with what I'm interested in. So
the Aloha shirt.
Yeah.
Tiger patterns.
Yeah. They're just...
Denim legends.
Yeah. They're very military orientated. They're very much about mountains, about Antarctic, about pop music, which I love. And it's always about things I'm interested in, motor racing even, and it's all about 50s heroes, true heroes, even like Lev Yashin, where I'm doing this collaboration now with my schoolboy hero from Moscow Dynamo, the best goalkeeper in the world. So, this library's got everything in it.
What's the most you've ever spent on a book?
Probably, yeah. That's a good question.
Thank you.
I know some of these books are worth up to 5,000, but
you could do the math, folks.
I would say my Everest books, the original ones, 22, 23, 21 and 24 on George Mallory.
But you're missing 1923.
Because they didn't have a climb in that year.
It was a rough year.
So they're probably worth a few thousand.
Those are first editions.
Yeah, first editions. The Scott of the Antarctic, those two are worth over £1,000.
Okay.
But I know now when people come in, they're really flabbergasted to see the books because they think, well, God, nice. If you wanted to buy that book now, you'd pay X amount for it, You're
like, well, I got it early.
Because I've been collecting these since 1978.
You have the entire Lomo Vogue archive
I've got
here.
Every Lomo Vogue up to about 1990. I stopped fucking collecting them after then.
Everything went downhill from 1990.
Yeah, it did. And then I've got all the clutches, all the Free and Easies.
Of course.
All the Workwear magazine.
Are you in every issue of Free and Easy?
I should be.
You should be.
I've been in the Free and Easy a lot. But of course, that's out of publication now as well. So, I love that. Have you seen the Free and Easy? Have you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's such a great magazine, especially... Oh, fucking hell. Look
at that.
Here.
We got treats and coffee. Wow. You guys are really pulling out all the stops.
I can't believe it.
Nigel.
What a coincidence that it just happened to be while we were recording.
Yeah, right. Look at that. So we got on record. This man is the consummate host.
Yeah.
After this, sugar, I can't fucking believe anybody to understand what we're talking about.
Nigel, the first thing we want to do is a fit check where you are going to walk the audience at home through the totality of the outfit.
So, have you got a...
Oh, he needs a napkin?
Napkin. I spilled it before we started.
Yeah, it's fine. So we want to hear about everything that you're wearing. The choice for you is you could start top down with the beanie, or you can start bottom up with the footwear.
This also might be the most clothes and
you are wearing 1,000 pieces of clothing right now.
Oh, you reckon?
There's a lot of fucking shit on you.
You reckon? Really?
You have at least that's like 25 bracelets.
Yeah. Yeah. Around my neck and around my wrist, there is a lot of stuff. But there's in the way of the clothing, I always wear a beanie every day.
You do.
Okay.
To keep that noodle nice and warm.
Basically, I've got 3 beanies. I've got bald heads.
Okay.
It's like an old Nam cut. What I've
Yeah, I was
got.
going to say, you're faded.
It's
like
high
a
and tight.
high and tight fade.
But, it's fucking really shaved on the side and something through the middle. And
Do you do that
like
yourself?
Oh, no.
You got a guy?
I go every week to the barber's. I've got a good barber. He looks after me. And then, of course, I wear my hat, my wool hat, which I love, my beanie. And I've got basically an orange one and I've got a blue one. The blue one's got the RAF badge and the Nepal badge for climbing. And then I've got my cap, my USMC cap,
Right.
peaked up. So I've got really 3 caps, but I've got another supply of more, which I don't bother to wear, but I sometimes pull them out.
Have you seen the trend in America right now where, like, you know, young guys do like the really small beanie? Do you notice that? Because like you've been doing it, like you were doing it
all the
intentionally.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, mine are boil. So because I've got a head like a fucking turtle, which I have, and there's no doubt that I am a turtle. So it's really, I'm a turtle with a little hat on the top.
I'm a turtle.
Yeah, that's a good episode title. I am a turtle.
I am a turtle. Yeah, I am the Turtles.
I
Have
am
you
the
heard
Turtle.
that Turtles record, Happy Together, 1968? You like that?
That
The
could be our
Turtles?
outro. That could be our
That
outro
might be your
music.
intro
So
to
happy
this.
together.
It's a great record.
Yeah, classic.
The Turtles, 68.
Oh, there it is. There's Nigel as a turtle.
Yeah,
There we
there's
go.
me as a
You are, yes. That is you legitimately as a turtle.
Joke. Yeah.
Okay, so the hat is Nigel Cabourn.
So the hat I start off with, this is made in Scotland. We probably manufacture about 5,000 or 6,000 of these in the winter. As I said, we make them in Scotland. In the spring, people still wear them. We have done a cotton beanie, but they always stretch, so I don't like them. So it's more of a winter business, the beanie. Then as far as the shoes are concerned,
you're going from here to there. I like this.
I'm
Keep
gonna
going.
do it the way
Freestyle. Freestyle it.
Yeah, freestyle.
Is this how you get dressed? You're like naked with the hat on in the morning?
From the edges in.
Yeah.
Well,
He's
I
edging.
always see the hat and the outerwear and the shoes sort of making the outfit for me.
That's fair. Those are foundational pieces.
So the shoe is really, the last 3 years, I've been doing this collaboration with my friend, Mahara Yasuhiro, who is a great guy. And we met 20 years ago, and he wears all Cabourn, and I wear his shoes.
That's cool. That's like the best kind of friendship.
Yeah. And
you give each other free shit, right?
Exactly.
He's putting money in your pocket, you're putting money in his.
Yeah, exactly. And he's about coming up 50, so he's 20 years younger than me, but he's a hip kid. I said to him 3.5 years ago, why don't we do something together? So we started with the first big sneaker.
Yeah.
And then we've done about five different ones, including denim. I'll be able to show you them all later.
I can see them in the whole pile.
I got denim ones. I did crazy ones. I wear odd ones. So I wear like a Converse type on one foot and a Vans on another. Yeah. So if you check out my Instagram, you'll see I'm wearing 2 odd ones
Mismatched,
in the same colors. Yeah.
Does it surprise you how popular he is with like cool guy rappers in America?
I didn't know that.
Okay.
When you told me that 5 minutes ago, I was actually a bit shocked.
Yeah, it's like a hype sneaker.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean,
when you come over to the US, make sure you wear those. And then when we hang out with rappers, you'll fit
So
you'll fit
are
right
a lot
in.
of rappers, are they wearing the Cabourn ones or are they just the Mahara ones?
I think a whole variety. Whatever ones they can get their hands on.
I
see. They're
'Cause I
selling
know they're
out.
not easy to get.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
America.
Well, there you go. You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
I'm happy to bring that
So I love
intel
the
over from the
sneakers, and
States.
We've probably manufactured now maybe about 25,000 worldwide over the 3 or 4 years. Actually, I'm not sure. Is it 7 seasons? Anyway, we're doing great with them. I've come up with a new one, had to, because China copies everything we do, and it's a big problem for us. So Mahara and I went into the vaults and found one of his first ones he ever did with Puma, which is about 15 years ago. And I said, let's do a fucking job on that because that's how we met through that shoe.
Oh, okay.
And so we've done a job.
That's history right there.
Yeah. So we've done a job on that. And Mahara, officially, I think he's the first designer to have done a collab with a sports brand. So I reckon 15
with
years.
Puma.
So Puma Mahara did it 15 years ago. And I obviously really bought into that as a designer when I was going to Japan. And then now we're going to recabonize that with him. And that's going to be launched for winter 22. It's not going to be as chunky, but it's very cool. and you'll see it next season, guys.
And then in 2 seasons from then, you'll see it in China ripped off, I'm sure.
Well, one season, that's the problem.
They're too fast.
You got to keep them on their toes, literally.
Yeah.
It's been a nightmare, actually, in China. Absolute nightmare.
Damn.
It's killed a lot of our business in the last...
Well, that's fucked up.
Yeah. Well, they're all different prices. Same with my dungaree. I started a big trend on the dungaree. The dungaree, I had a United States naval one at the back of me for years. And I decided, I like that fucking thing. I want to wear it. So I decided to do one in 2015.
Okay.
And I was absolutely shocked how many the Japanese wanted. And again, we must have made 30,000 of these dungarees. I mean,
Jesus Christ.
Normally with a dungaree, you'd sell, 6 to, you might get 100 customers want to buy it.
Right.
Retailers, and you'd probably sell 600. I wasn't expecting selling like 2,000 a season. And so we built the dungaree business up with the Mahara shoe.
Right.
With the hat. So the reason I've talked about 3 items, if you check my Instagram, I've created a whole look.
You really have,
3 or 4 years.
100%.
And the
100%.
whole look basically is, it's a dungaree, which takes care of really your shirt and your bottom.
Yeah, right.
That's why I didn't fucking talk
it's
much
efficiency.
about it.
It's a 2-in-1.
Because it's a 2-in-1. So you got your fucking dungaree, you've got your hat,
Yeah.
Your ass is
got your
covered up.
sneakers, and in effect,
You're basically dressed.
That's me fucking look, And obviously, I'm working on new ideas at present. I've got 2 new dungaree types hot on the press now, which will come out next season. And we're trying to recreate that success again because, you can't stand still.
Of course not.
But that's been absolutely plagiarized in China.
Well, that's how you know it's good, right? I mean, that's kind of like the double-edged sword.
So many copies.
So you're not wearing dungarees today, so walk us through just real quick.
Funny enough, the reason I'm not wearing dungarees is because I wore fuck all else for 5 years. So I'm actually a bit fed up
Right.
with them.
You're on your shorts wave now.
That was one of the reasons why I wanted to revitalize them, which I'm doing. They're on the drawing board. We will be ready. We're going to get the first protos made now, and hopefully next season, in 6 months, we will have new ones out. So yes, today I'm wearing a pair of khaki shorts. Well, I love vintage, okay, and obviously I just wear Cabourn and vintage.
Yeah,
that's all I wear.
You're a company man.
Yes. So, and I don't really wear anybody else's brand. Odd times. I quite like Human Made.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, I've got a couple of T-shirts of his.
Are you friends with Nigo?
Not really. I've not met him.
Oh wow.
But
I'm surprised
I've
to hear
got
that.
a couple of his T-shirts, which are really funky, and I thought I like those. So they're the only 2.
Wow.
2 T-shirts that I've got. Somebody else's.
You have laser focused taste.
Very much. And then I've got this, which I think is an amazing Donald Duck shirt, which is people couldn't see. Even my daughter said to me the first time in my fucking life, "Oh, you look nice today, Dad."
Oh, look at that.
Never
For us, obviously for the boys.
Did you get dressed for the boys today?
I got dressed for you 2 twats. So
is this is this vintage or is this your own?
Oh no, this is vintage, but
Okay.
it's not that old. This will be 1970s. I got it in a cool vintage store in Moscow called
It's,
Legacy.
Goofy and Donald Duck in the tropics of Hawaii.
They're on vacation.
It's fucking great.
Donald is playing a ukulele. Goofy has a longboard.
He's humping a longboard, it looks like.
It probably is. So anyway, I got this shirt in Legacy in Moscow about 3 weeks ago, and I absolutely love it. And then I'm wearing my fucking American baseball.
Yes.
I've got 3 of these. And
What team is that?
And I don't know what fucking team it is. I
Gotta
just
be some,
like the look
minor
of
league
it.
shit.
Yeah.
And I love the unlucky number 13.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
So everybody needs to know that fucking 13 in Britain is fucking unlucky.
I think that's universal.
As it turns out, it's a lucky number for me. So it's on the fucking back. And of course, the crazy shirt and the baseball. This is for the picture, or is it for the whole team?
It's for the whole team. It's a uniform for all of them, yeah.
So I got 3 of these, as I said, all vintage.
It's a third of a field.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, this will be probably 1960s.
Oh, wow.
And then, of course, I've got the shorts are actually Australian Army. So
They're
these
big.
They're quite baggy.
Yeah, these are Bombay Bloomers by the Australians.
Bombay Bloomers.
Well, they always wore fucking baggy stuff, the Australians. They're baggy people,
fucking
aren't they?
criminals.
They are
They're
baggy
fucking criminals.
people.
Dodgy. They're
They
dodgy.
do love their
Dodgers.
bags. They do love their bags.
Yeah, I'd fucking knock them out as well. So anyway, and then I have to admit, I have actually got a bought-in pair of socks here. They're not my fucking own. I'm not sure who they're from, but I just like the camo.
Yeah.
It's a nice little like
So I've got
tie-dye
a fucking
camo.
camo sock, which matches me thing. And so my little daughter, can you pass my bag over? Because I've got a Swiss Army bag,
Oh, right.
which is about 10 years old. I'm sure you guys, if you know me,
This has traveled the world with you. The
Traveled the
signature
world
piece.
for 8
Yeah.
years.
It's seen all the things.
And it's actually got a sneaker made out of Swiss Army fabric.
Oh, right.
And
Yeah.
so if you see any of my recent Instagrams, you'll notice that I'm wearing a shoe and a bag.
Next level matching
Yeah, and
that
you
only
could
you
say
can do. Yeah.
fucking Bob's your uncle it is.
Bob's your. What does that mean? What does Bob's your uncle
Bob's
mean?
your, it just means it's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Bob's your fucking uncle. Have you not got an uncle called Bob?
I do have an uncle named Bob.
Oh,
I think I just got a new uncle named Nige. I'll tell you that much.
What about the undershirt underneath the,
that tee
the
that
Donald
looks
Duck?
like a-
Oh, well,
hefty.
this is, look, actually, it's hard this now because you want me to talk and you want me to fiddle around with fucking clothes. I actually need to put the fucking microphone down.
This is just the first segment. We'll
Yeah,
get through this. It'll
so
be fun.
basically what I've got, the T-shirt is nothing smart. I usually wear Mers B. He's my favourite T-shirt.
Okay.
German?
Yeah, he's German.
Mhm.
He does great stuff. I wear him every day, but for some reason lately, I bought some stuff from Marks and Spencer's. And I don't ever really wear Marks and Spencer's other than the white Airtex tee. So I wear
It's clean. It's crispy.
Crispy as
I
fuck.
wear this
Oh.
white tee
Yeah.
every fucking day.
And then the mesh underneath.
Every
Yeah.
day.
On your Jamaican
so I
shit.
wear a mesh sleeveless tee
Yeah. What do they? So
from
in
Marks and Spencer's.
Yeah.
It keeps you clean. It means you can put a shirt on twice.
Sure.
You know, you fuckers literally had a shirt on for a fucking week.
Yeah.
You know, but me-
In the United States, that's called like a
Yeah.
wife beater. What is
why
it?
is it?
What is it
Yeah.
called here?
I don't know. It's for me.
An
it's
A
just-
tank?
It's a tank top in cotton Airtex.
Yeah.
And then because I live in these and I've been wearing these for quite a few years now, maybe 5 years, I thought, you know, I quite like those white tees at Marks and Spencer's because I can throw them away. They're so cheap. But as you say, it makes me look clean underneath.
Yeah. Sure.
So
Sure.
it's clean. It just sort of sets the whole thing off. So
And then this. And what about this
We
jewelry?
got to talk about the jewels.
Just real quick.
Because we can't go through
well-
all six,
Yeah, we can't.
67 of them.
We have other stuff to get to.
these are all collected on my trips.
Okay.
So I'm traveling the world, and I'm traveling 6 months of the year.
Mhm.
So everywhere I travel, so for instance, in Japan, Okinawa, for instance, Byron Bay in Australia, you know, when I go to Pitioma in Florence,
Right.
I go to all these great places.
Like souvenirs.
And they're always souvenirs. Now, I never expected to ever wear jewelry because I still don't wear
You don't wear a
rings.
watch.
I don't wear rings. I have 2 watches. I normally have a watch on both hands. I have a lanyard on one side and an IWC on the other.
Okay.
But the problem is they've both conked out, and they're beautiful.
They need to be serviced.
They need to be serviced.
Are they vintage or new?
No, they're both vintage.
Okay. I don't
Well,
even know
the
why I asked.
IWC is 30 years old, and the Lanyard is from 1967. And it's a shame I didn't bring them in, isn't it? It's crazy.
We'll take your word for
Yeah.
it.
Anyway, so I've got my 2 watches on with Japanese time and UK time
Okay.
because Japan I go 4 times a year.
Yeah, you want to
So-
know
and
if the homies are going to be up when you text them, right?
Yeah,
It's like a
and-
second home for you, would you say?
It is the second home, and it's 12 weeks a year. And every year for the last 10 years, I've been going Japan in the summer, and then I have a holiday. So I'll go 2 weeks work, then it's 2 weeks in Okinawa.
Nice.
2 weeks work, 2 weeks in Byron Bay. You know, that's why. And then I've got a favorite place 60 miles outside of Tokyo called Hayama, where I was hiring a house, like a Hollywood house on the beach. It was fucking great. It was opposite the King's Palace. And I used to invite all my friends, which 7 girls who were really lucky.
Only 7?
Oh, yeah, that seems like a low
And they all
number
had-
for-
They all had their own room, and we had a fucking great time. It
I'm
was a
sure.
great
I
place.
can only imagine.
No, I'm a decent guy at the end of
No,
the
of
day.
course
but they're
you are.
really nice people.
You're a gentleman.
These girls are great.
I want to know which
But they're
souvenir
lovely.
bracelet was from that year.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I want to know what souvenir bracelet was from that time.
Yeah.
Can you look at all these bracelets and know off top where they came from?
More or less. The problem with some of them, they've worn out. The ones that are from Byron Bay, which are quite dear to me for some reason, because I loved Byron Bay, they faded a bit. But some, I mean, some of them have come from Okinawa as well, and all the beads around my neck, they're all Italian.
Okay, from Florence,
from Florence, which are beautiful. And this little thing came from Emily, who's right-hand girl on design,
who we met earlier, who's fantastic.
Yeah, have you met her? Have you?
Wait,
no, she wasn't here.
She wasn't here. Who showed us the van stuff?
Beth.
That was
Oh
Beth.
no, that's Beth.
Okay,
No,
my bad.
Shout
out Emily wherever you are.
Beth just started for me.
Did Emily get poached to Barbara?
Emily, no.
Oh, that's someone else.
Fucking hell, you're more mixed up than me. What's fucking wrong with you? How many coffees you had?
We're going to have to take this. We're going to have to cut out his shit.
No, so I have a girl designer. She's half Japanese, half French, and she lives in Paris. Okay. And she bought me this in LA. So that's from LA.
But the whistle
Tell
is
us
your
about the
signature.
whistle.
Now, the whistle is British.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Second World War.
Do you use it?
Just for everybody to hear that it
Yeah,
really does work.
Is that like how you hail a cab? Like,
Well, I do everything with it.
Okay.
You know, I say do everything.
Yeah, I was going to say, oh,
Literally,
Lord.
what I mean is that, if people that don't listen to me, and sometimes I don't, rather than fucking say, hey,
Blow the whistle.
blow the whistle, it really works.
like in a team meeting?
Yeah. it's
People are on their
really good.
phones.
And everybody knows I'm coming. And I use it as a form of being a bit stupid and making people laugh. And
You and Too Short both.
Yeah, I use it as a bit of a joke, really.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah. So, yeah.
All right.
Wow.
So
But-
I think
I think that's,
well, no, Nigel, what about the panties?
Yeah, what it's the,
the wish.
Under the bloomers.
yeah, what's your
Oh,
underwear
rock
of
and
choice?
I'm wearing Marks and Spencers again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Briefs,
Some air-
I'm not gonna
boxers.
fucking show you.
No. What's your underwear of choice? Boxers, briefs? What's
Just briefs.
just briefs?
Yeah.
Bunchies.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Bunchies, is that what they're called?
I don't know. What
Smoky bunchies.
I don't know. I actually love boxer shorts, to be honest.
Yes.
I'm much
See?
more comfortable in
Really?
boxer shorts. I don't know why I'm wearing these lately.
So you can let your nuts hang.
Yeah.
I don't know I've got any fucking nuts in my head. What?
I thought they descended with time, but I guess he's a rare breed. Oh yeah, confirmed.
He's got Benjamin Button nuts. All right, is that
He's got a young
complete-
man's nuts.
And we're drinking a little espresso, a little midday espresso.
Snacking on some caramel treats.
Yeah, actually, I haven't had a chance to have a bite yet.
Yeah, you can eat on mic if you want. That's totally fine. Yeah.
One for you as well here.
Yeah.
You guys can have one.
We'll take turns eating on mic.
Yeah, okay.
And I believe that is a complete fit check.
That was
Right?
legendary.
22-minute fit check.
Okay, let's start the show.
Nigel, let's get into the meat.
It's not started yet.
Yeah,
No, not yet,
I was just
no.
like the
Lawrence is too busy. Lawrence is too busy asking about the intricacies of the staff setup. And
that was the
and org
preamble.
structure.
Now we're getting into the meat and
One
potatoes.
thing I would say generally is I do have a piece of outerwear.
Oh yeah.
So what we have forgot is me fucking my jacket.
Oh,
little
yeah.
what souvenir jacket?
Yeah,
Is that
he's
what it's
grabbing
called?
a real deal.
Yeah. So this one,
Souvenir.
This one I paid a lot of money for.
How
Paid
much?
£1,000 for this.
Oh shit.
God.
I bought this in Suntrap in Tokyo, and it's a really good one.
Yeah, that's
It's
incredible.
From the 1950s. It's really beautiful. If you check my Instagram, you'll see me wearing it all the time. In fact, it's got fucking Japan on the back.
If you haven't checked this man's Instagram right now, then
he's
yeah,
plugged
he's fucking
Instagram
doing
like
it.
20
Fucking-
times already. Follow
it's all
Nigel
fucking
Cabourn on
time,
Instagram.
actually. And it's really nice.
Yeah.
So when I
it's got a great fade.
well,
Yeah.
just had the whole outfit on when you came in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Sort
did
of
no,
was.
we can
You
confirm.
were sort of you'd expect
We saw the
that.
whole ensemble,
Yeah,
souvenir
and it's
jacket
reversible.
included. Yeah.
So it looks pretty good with the outfit.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
You know.
You can go.
So-
you can go
so-
crip. You're going crip. You can go blood if you flip it inside out. You know.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
Yeah.
And I always have a nice piece because basically I'm an outerwear guy, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although,
I mean,
You're a
yeah,
mountaineer.
That's like outerwear and Nigel Cabourn is synonymous, you know?
although
The oligarch of outerwear.
Yeah.
I believe I said that.
I love outerwear. Obviously, my Everest Park from 20 years ago is legendary.
Yeah.
But the problem is, a lot of the stuff I do is for cold weather.
Sure.
And I travel to all hot countries now. So I've got to find more lighter outerwear.
Right.
So I tend to wear big shirts, which like I've got with this Mickey Mouse shirt
Right.
on here. And
It's flowing, flowy.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you've got it.
Yeah.
And I like to wear an old Levi jacket. I've got two
Like a
big-
trucker?
I've got two Big E
Mm.
Levi jackets, And recently, I bought them. I don't know. I buy so much stuff. I'm not sure, but I cut the fucking linings out of them because they had the old stripe lining.
Oh, right, like the blanket
from the 60s. Yeah, I cut them out because I quite like. I like them a little bit cooler. So when I was in Paris last week, I had a denim one on, which I cut the lining out, and it felt really good in it. So yeah, and I think a denim jacket looks quite cool with a pair of army pants.
Absolutely.
You know? Yeah.
That's
big,
the
big
look,
on the
baby.
bottom, tight up top. All right, that is a.
You've got it.
Yeah,
I like
that is a
sort of look.
Yeah. Good silhouette.
So that is now a complete fit
Yeah, I
check,
think
right?
Yeah, that's it. And I think the thing is, at my age, it's not so easy to look good. So,
Oh well, come
So
on.
I
Check
would-
your Instagram.
you,
You're killing
you make it look easy.
I work.
We saw it on the Instagram. You're killing it on,
Yeah,
on IG.
yeah, right.
I only look okay because I work on it.
Sure,
you know?
you care.
Yeah,
You
You're on your fitness journey.
yeah. So it's a pretty tough regime what I do. I wouldn't recommend it because it gets you very tired. It's supposed to make me feel up, but it fucking
Makes you feel like
very
shite.
sleepy.
Yeah.
So it's Anyway, we can talk.
Well,
about
Nigel,
it.
let's get into the meat and potatoes of the podcast now that the 25-minute fit check has been
Mm.
complete. Let's get this on record. You have been wearing pants of all types and ilks for 50 years now.
That's right.
And I don't know if you're kind of aware of what's going on in the U.S., but there's this whole, like, you know, the world that we exist in, skinny pants, skinny jeans, done.
Yeah, well,
However,
that's terrible for me.
Right.
I never wore that because I've got big bollocks. So there's no point in me fucking wearing that anyway. But,
Big old-
but I hate
big old
that.
clackers.
Yeah.
I hate
meaty
that look,
clackers.
you see, because remember, I always wear a chunky shoe, and I've always worn a chunky shoe all my life.
So if you do that with tight jeans, you look like a clown.
I'd look like an idiot. So basically, I always wear a cargo pant, generally,
Sure.
or a cargo short, and then it goes with a fat shoe.
Nice.
Okay, so
Fat
all
shoes.
the kids that are wearing tight legs, that's for them.
Sure.
For me, no. And then when I wear a dungaree, I wear 2 sizes big.
Oh, okay.
So
You
I look,
size up.
and the reason I wear them big is because I want to look like a workman.
Sure.
Okay. So
Authentic. You wanna look
I'm not interested in looking like a fucking ballerina.
And to
I
pad the
want-
bollocks.
Yeah. I mean, look, I've got big balls. Yeah. So I like to wear comfort.
Right.
Always, even from the 60s, I was always wearing comfort. And I, you know, if you look at the 60s with the 501
Right.
and the M65, yes, I used to wear that. But when I wear a pair of jeans, it's cut big.
Well,
you
let's-
know?
let's put the
I
argument-
don't wear tight jeans.
Right, right.
Let's settle the argument once and for all. What is the best pant width, according to Nigel Cabourn?
Well, I would say the best pant is some sort of cargo pant.
Right.
Okay.
And with pockets in the side because I like to carry everything.
Sure.
You know, I've got about 10 fucking whistles.
Yeah, right,
I can't
right.
put them all around my fucking neck. So, and I also like, you know, a monkey pant.
What's a
Okay.
monkey
A
pant?
monkey pant is what the United States wore in the Second World War. It's got the back pocket, you know.
Okay.
which-
Yeah.
yeah, I like a monkey pant made into like a work pant, which is what I do. And I like a nice wide cut jean,
Yeah.
you know.
How wide? Like what? Let's put a number
Well,
on
when
it.
I say wide, the look for me is wide in the backside
Okay.
and wide on the waist so
For
I
your
can
dumper.
belt it in.
Sure. Okay.
And,
Like
and
like cinched.
cinched in, but then it doesn't have to have a too wide hem.
Okay.
You know, it can be
taper it down.
semi wide.
Okay.
Or, you know, it's never tight. I'm not interested in a big top with a really tight bottom. I always like a bit of width in it.
Right. The big
Bit like
bottom.
what
yeah.
I've got,
That's your
you know.
silhouette,
Foundation.
right.
Yeah. So,
Mhm.
so I'm not actually. I brought some pants in today, believe it or not, because I thought I might get fucking cold. You know.
Oh, in the Swiss Army bag.
So
we
in
got
the Swiss
pants.
Army bag.
You didn't
I've
think you had
got-
enough pants here in the
so-
archive?
So I brought my cap.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Right.
There's my cap.
So you literally travel around with your wardrobe like a hobo.
Well, only because
In your bindle.
I thought today you'd be asking me some dumb questions. So
we
no,
will.
They
clothes.
get dumber. Don't worry.
Yeah. So this is my denim army shirt. Cabourn.
It's like a-
of course, they're
it's like
all
a chambray.
chambray, all Cabourn. Always generally based. I mean, it's actually quite easy job for being a designer for me because I collect
Yeah.
I collect all the best pieces from around the world.
You already have the best shit.
So basically, I have all the best shit. So I have all the best British, all the best American, all the best Australian, Germans as well. and the Italians, and I just mix the whole fucking lot up.
Do you know of anyone, in your opinion, that has a better collection?
Well,
than
Massimo
you?
Osti obviously did. I mean Massimo, which we'll talk about later.
Oh, these are monkey pants. There's
these are monkey pants.
The pocket, right? The big pocket in the back.
So this is a real monkey pant, a Cabourn monkey pant made in Japan.
Am I wearing monkey pants?
No. You just have big old flaps.
Actually, you too, considering not badly dressed. You know.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. This is a fashion podcast after all.
So you can see that I tend to wear it a bit short.
Yeah.
Cut quite wide. I mean, you can put these on later, but I love these.
How many times a day do you change the fit up?
Oh, you mean change your outfit?
Yeah.
Oh, never. You generally. It's only because you guys are here.
Oh, wow.
I'm not that fucking vain. No, but because I put shorts on today because I felt like I would like to wear shorts today.
Right.
I thought I might get a bit cold.
You mentioned how you're you just collect the best vintage from around the world.
Well,
Is there
the best vintage already? I've got my vintage book to show you.
Oh, wow.
This is what Clutch magazine featured about 6 years ago, and these are my favourite 250 pieces.
Oh, it's all from your collection.
Yeah. So Clutch wanted to do a big story on me 6 years ago, which is a great magazine, by the way. If you guys have not got it, and
you got all the issues.
They did a special little book with my favourite pieces in. So that has all my favourite vintage pieces in.
Is there a piece that you...
marked, there was already 250, you marked down even your better ones.
They're all my
ones.
favourite pieces.
Is there a piece that has escaped you that you haven't yet tracked down?
The grail of all grails.
Well, the one that I've
Eleanor?
fucking got now, which I'll have to show you a picture of, I hadn't got this one. This was with Saunders in America, and I went to Brut, which is one of the best vintage collectors in France, and he actually had this piece, and I mean it was a special piece. It's a Canadian from World War II RAF. And
did he buy it from him? Did he sell
won't
it?
sell
he
it.
won't sell it.
But anyway, I've rented it, and I'll show you it now.
How much does it cost to rent something like that?
Well,
if you don't mind me asking,
he's probably charging about £100 a week. So if I keep it for 6 weeks, it costs me 600. That's why.
So you're telling the designers like, yo, hurry the fuck up.
I'd rather. No, but that's why I don't rent generally.
Right, because you want to have it on hand all the time.
If I've got to pay $2,000 for something that's worth it to me, then it's a cheaper option for me. Because you see, with vintage, I use them again and again and again. I turn them inside out.
An unlimited resource.
Yeah. I mean, I turn them inside out. I do everything to them. I look at them lots and lots. And when you've been collecting vintage for 40 years and your business, because my business is 50 years old now, obviously the clothing is a library as the books are.
Yeah,
it's a library of clothes. It's a resource, yeah.
So the Canadian RAF jacket is the grail of all grails now?
Well, I wouldn't say it's very rare. I'm going to show you.
It's escaped your clutches so far.
Yeah. I think a lot of people would really like this.
Is there so like when people talk about vintage a lot these days, they're referencing like $40.
They don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
So
they say things are vintage after 5 years old. For me, vintage doesn't really start.
Is there a number? Yeah, what's the number?
Yeah. Well,
20.
I'd like to say from the 1960s, really, and then I would really say for me it's 40s and 50s. For
so
me.
60 years at least.
Occasionally, I'll accept
so at least 60 years.
So if I owned an original Cabourn piece from 50 years ago, you wouldn't consider that even vintage?
Well, funny enough, there was a 40-year-old piece in Brut last week when I was in Barrett's. I couldn't believe it.
In the vintage shop.
Yeah, in the vintage. So Cabourn is in the vintage stores now.
How does that make you feel?
Fucking old.
Sure. So this Canadian jacket is I guess priceless, but what's the most that you have ever spent on a single piece of vintage?
7,500.
Okay, and what was that?
Would
you like to see it?
Yeah.
Can I rent it from you?
Can you just ask? Can you fuck? You can buy it if you want for 10,000. So the most expensive one is the duffel coat in sheepskin. It's the leather one. Kyle knows.
Do
you ever sell items from your personal collection?
No. I never sell vintage. I'm not.
Never out.
I'm
You're not a one-way street.
It's a one-way street. That's why I've got them. So I'm going to show you this jacket. I love it. Okay.
I'll describe it to the listeners.
I was going to put this on Instagram today.
Oh, do it.
Yeah. This is why you got to file Nige.
Here we go.
Let's see.
All right, wait a minute.
Oh, you're modeling it yourself.
Yeah, you
This is
Look how happy you look, bro.
I mean, that is pure joy.
I've never seen you smile that hard.
This is the Canadian RAF.
I'll tell you what, I'll get her to put these on the screen. I mean, this is fucking unbelievable. It's look at this. Look at it. Look at the shape of it.
What goes through your head when you find
this
something like
is
this?
fucking rare.
Yeah.
I mean
what is going through your head right here is like,
I'm thinking it's a fucking bastard. That's what I'm thinking.
you're like, I'm glad I'm wearing my pants so big because I have a raging boner right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, I've got that all the time, even at my age. So
something to look forward to, kids.
Yeah.
look at this. Look at the fucking. Yeah, as long as you keep yourself fit and eat well, guys, you'll be all right. Keep off the fucking drugs.
This is a banger for sure.
Look at it.
Yeah, wow, that's incredible.
$7.5K for this.
Woo!
So
this is smoking.
So this is an earthen. This is an earthen. Turn it around, Zoe. This is an earthen duffel coat, and that was worn by the RAF in World War One.
It's like some Dunkirk shit.
Yeah,
it's fucking like Dunkirk, Second World War. Remember?
You idiot.
So
I'm an American. I don't need to know history.
This thing on M's here. I want you to. Have you seen
this is the process.
This piece is great. Can you ask Beth to put those on a screen? All that grey jacket and the brown. So those last is like 6-7 pieces on there. And,
blow the whistle. Tell them to get off.
They're doing work
already.
right
Are they? Yeah. So we need to go on. I'm not surprised.
Blow the whistle.
Yeah.
Well, if you close the fucking door, it might help.
Yeah.
Nige, what's the furthest you've ever gone in like tracking down a single piece of clothing?
Yeah. To what end of the earth?
Like, did it take you like?
Well, I was thinking of going on a bit of a pilgrimage to go to this guy here. This guy in Nova Scotia.
Oh shit! Okay.
Saunders, yeah. But I haven't been. But I've been. Well, I went to Australia
for a single piece. So you're like,
well, it's really for the bird. She's great. She's beautiful. So I went to a place, Ghostwood.
Two birds with one stone, I believe they say.
But I didn't actually. But somebody told me she was great. I really went because somebody told me she was a great vintage collector. But she just happens to look great as well.
Yeah, just a bonus.
And she was in Byron Bay. But I was going to Australia anyway, so I didn't go all the Australia just to see her,
But what was the one piece that you were trying to hunt down?
Well, I just wanted to meet her because I knew she was a good girl.
She had good taste,
a good taste. And when I got there, the store was amazing. And what she had, which is what I really wanted, was all the Australian Army.
Oh, sure.
And now I deal with her long
distance.
Yeah. And
is Australia like a hidden gem of vintage?
I think Australia and New Zealand military, Second World War, I've got 2 or 3 great books on it. So I've got all the references. It's basically British with an Australian twist.
Like more safari?
And
a little drunker.
It's the same with the Canadian.
A little drunker, a little dumber.
The Canadian military is British with a different twist. This jacket that I love here is a Canadian British. So I can show you the original British. And it says, you see that blue one that I showed you?
Yes.
The vintage piece from World War II is actually up on the wall there. And this is based from those pieces.
Gotcha.
So, but this is even better. It's got a special yellow hood and everything. So obviously I love outerwear.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I love outerwear. I built the business on outerwear. But I didn't build the business originally on outerwear. I built the business from 1970 basically on budgie jackets and loon pants.
What's a loon pant?
Yeah, I'll show you.
Like a pantaloon?
No, listen. If you look at this picture at the back, that's a drawing from 1969.
Good year.
And there's the
Nice.
budgie jacket, the short jacket and the other jacket. They're budgie jackets based on Adam Faith. Oh, I've got a picture of Adam Faith in the cabinet up on the top there. Next to your dad's camera.
Yeah.
He was great in the 60s. And he died of a heart problem some years ago.
Rest in peace.
And so this drawing here, loon pants are what people like.
It's like swinging London, baby.
The small faces.
Yeah.
Peter Frampton.
Yeah, baby.
All these guys.
Smashing, baby.
Baby, yeah, that's it, yeah. But what you're talking about the film, I was fucking there.
You wasn't there.
I was fucking there.
Oh, behave, Nigel.
Remember, I was 17 in 1960.
I can only imagine what you were getting up to.
67, I'm going to show you a picture of me in 1967. You'd fucking die. So 67, 71 is the best period of my whole life.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, 17 to 21 getting, if you look at that period, I was at fashion college, 200 girls and me. Okay, that's number one point.
Is that why you got into fashion?
Let's not bury the lead. That's the most important reason.
Is that why you got into fashion?
Yes, absolutely.
For the ratio.
Yeah, well, exactly. I needed a fucking head banana, I'll tell you. And then number two, you had the best pop music in Britain,
of course,
America, the best. Then you had the Vietnam War and the whole revolution of the kids fighting against the war.
Right, activism.
If you mix that all together, that's the basis of how I've got a business.
That's the secret recipe, the secret sauce.
That is all the sauces. So it's Vietnam War, it's the
pop culture,
the pop culture, and really going to fashion college as well
to meet some birds, to go bird watching.
Mix it together, and you got Cabourn brand.
Damn,
you got 50 years of Nigel Cabourn.
He just gave away the recipe.
So that fucking picture up there,
oh right, yes,
that drawing of mine, that is what I started doing at fashion college.
Oh, that's a sketch by you.
Well, who do you think it is? A fucking monkey drew those? What's wrong with you? Yeah. And I like the monkeys as well. Have you heard of the monkeys?
Of course.
Yeah. Fucking thank God. So these two guys, I actually started to make those in 1969 and got a little old lady locally who had a small factory, started to make them. And I started my business.
This is in London.
This is in Newcastle.
Oh, in Newcastle.
I started my business in 1969 as a third-year student, making my own stuff. And by 1971, I had a full-blown fashion business.
Were you a prodigy, would you say?
I was a fucking genius.
Clearly.
Yeah.
So, no, I started the business in 1970-71. I bought myself a beach buggy with a Porsche engine. If you've ever seen the Thomas Crown affair,
yeah,
I had one of those with the big fucking wheels and engine with a Porsche engine, and that's how I started. Then I bought myself a Porsche in 1972.
There you go.
There you go.
And the rest is history.
And the rest is fucking history. But I had everything that I wanted at a very, very young age.
Right.
I would say from 67 to early 70s, I really achieved everything.
The golden years.
Yeah,
and that was the best period in not just your life, but all of pop, all the 20th century.
Do you think so? Is that true?
I don't.
Yeah,
is that what you're saying? Is that what you're telling us?
I think it is.
Yeah, it's your opinion.
I think that a lot of
we wasn't there.
Yeah, we weren't alive
sure
yet.
Peter Frampton, Stevie Marriott's,
right?
All of them. They must all talk about that.
I mean, think about the time that you had, and then now for them it's times 100.
Do you remember those years?
Fucking really well.
Yeah.
Against all odds. Very, very clear head.
Yeah.
Very clear head. Yeah. And in those days, really, I hitchhiked everywhere.
Oh, nice.
So I spent 67 to 71 hitchhiking
on the road,
Europe. So as a
17-year-old shit.
So as a 17-year-old, I was hitchhiking from Newcastle into all the way down to Spain. I used to go on all the beaches near Barcelona area, and I used to hitch 2,000 miles and think nothing of it.
Right.
In those days, it could take me a week to do 2,000 miles on the hitchhiking. It was no small thing.
You needed the outerwear, right?
Yeah.
For life on the road.
I wasn't thinking about outerwear in those days.
Okay.
I've already told you I was fucking thinking about it. But
one thing on your mind.
But the 1960s was really super duper time.
Oh.
Sounds like it.
Imagine. And that picture signifies it there.
Right.
So now that vintage is such not just a trend, but like such a phenomenon amongst like young people currently, like how does that make you feel?
Can you repeat that?
So now that vintage and the referencing not just like, stuff that's 10 years old, but 40, 50, 60 years old is such a craze amongst young people currently. Like, how does that make you feel as someone that's been doing this for 50 years and is also clearly so passionate about it?
It's a bit like Elton John. Elton John would say, well, he had to do all the clubs and all the shitty places and everything. He went through a real long spread before he became famous.
Right.
It sort of affects me a bit like that, thinking, well,
you had to do the dirty work?
I've done all the dirty work.
Sure.
I've done the fashion.
You paid your dues.
Exactly. Today, a lot of people are not interested in paying the dues.
Right.
So as an older person, I think generally, if you've been in it all your life, a bit like some of the pop guys we talked about,
right?
They must all feel a bit similar. And that everybody wants a quick quick fix today, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With all
Clearly,
these
quick
reality
bag,
television.
clearly a place where vintage is being done right, and a place that you call your second home, Japan, right?
Yes.
Why are you so popular in Japan, would you say?
Well, I'm a cult person in Japan and China and Hong Kong. Far
So
East, I've
Asia,
got,
yeah.
Asia, I've got a proper cult
They
following.
hold you down.
Yeah, it's a real cult following. I mean, that's a place where when I go to Japan, I get stopped 20,
Really?
30,
Like
30 times
on the
a day.
street?
Oh, yeah.
Is that
and
cool?
then people queue up in China. So when I go to China and Beijing, they're a bit shyer in China. But once somebody stops me, then next thing you know is you've got 20 people queuing to shake my hand, and everybody wants me to sign my face or
They want to sell.
Oh, like a doodle. They want an
the
original.
doodle.
Yeah.
And in Japan, they all bring the clothes. They bought a Cabourn piece. They're like a fucking dog with a bone, you know. They bring it to me and they want me to sign it. And that's
Why
what
do you
I
think the brand has resonated so deeply in East Asia, Japan specifically?
Because they've got their own style. And let's be honest, vintage is not that important in Europe as it is in the Far East.
Right.
So it has been important. And there was a huge trend for vintage with Filson, Red Wing, Cabourn, Levi Vintage.
Yeah.
All those brands are incredibly important. About 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And
It was called the Urban Woodsman look.
and then
Yeah.
that's sort of gone a bit. And now it's much more contemporary, much more sport. It's just different. I mean, obviously, I have to keep twisting, reinventing myself.
Yeah.
I mean, even doing collaborations with Haglofs that I'm doing or with Peak Performance, you know, obviously it's a nice one because it's more sport oriented.
It gives you an opportunity to like go down a different lane than what you would do normally,
Which
obviously.
is what I do. And I'm just doing Vans Vaults now.
Right.
And what's great about the Vans Vaults is they've asked me to do the actual clothing for Vans Vaults.
Right.
So I've got
It's a
10
big
pieces of
collection.
clothing and 7 sneakers. There's like 17
It's
pieces.
massive, mate.
And 17 pieces coming out in October, which is going to be great. So, yeah, I mean... yeah, I've got to keep reinventing myself.
Sure.
Does that get exhausting that you have to keep like finding a new Nigel?
It is exhausting. It's very exhausting to keep doing collaborations. I mean, the newest collaboration.
Those bags ain't exhausting though.
Yeah.
The newest collaboration is with Moscow Dynamo.
Right.
And I'm over the moon with
the
Moscow.
football club.
The football club, very famous football club in Russia. Obviously, their D is symbolic around the world. You know, the Moscow Dynamo D is incredible. They started they're the oldest football club, 1923. They started in Russia, but they had the most world famous goalkeeper from 1950.
And he's your hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like my hero.
You're
'cause
a Newcastle supporter?
no.
Oh, no.
No. I was born in Scunthorpe. I'm a
Okay.
Scunthorpe United supporter.
Okay, gotcha.
You choose to support, you support the team where you were born generally. Well, I do anyway. So Lev Yashin won the award as a football best footballer of all time, but he's a goalkeeper. So he's sharing this with Pele and Ronaldo, you know, and Messi.
Sure.
And it's unusual for a goalkeeper to get it. And the collaboration I'm doing is on the 100th anniversary of Moscow Dynamo, with the icon being Lev Yashin. Okay?
Amazing.
So, and that
You're
has
just
to be
there in Russia, right?
And that has to be contemporary sportswear, really.
Yeah.
So it's got me outerwear pieces, but with contemporary with it.
Right.
And so I'm doing a lot of contemporary stuff, but it always has a sort of a vintage heritage.
Yeah.
look.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's your DNA. in
Right.
what you
The
do, yeah.
same way as all the designers.
Right.
I mean, even the Comme des Garçons, you know, they all work from vintage.
Sure.
But they all do it in a different way. This Vim is all coming from vintage.
Right.
But it's the way they...
I see you got there's a Visvim backpack right there. Yeah.
Visvim back, but that's the only thing I've got from Visvim. But that backpack's lovely.
Oh, it's incredible.
And that's about £1,000.
Yeah.
I bought
It ain't
in
cheap.
Japan about 10 years
Oh,
ago.
really?
Yeah.
Have you met Hiroki?
I've never met him. I'd love to meet him.
Yeah.
I don't know why I've not met him because I've met more or less everybody.
Sure. Besides Nigo and Hiroki, the two people we've mentioned, the two people we've asked you if you met, you haven't.
I mean, obviously, I know people like Daiki from
Of course.
from engineering.
He's
garments.
wearing engineer garment pants right
I mean,
now.
I love him and I are very good friends. He has one of my Everest Parkers, and I wear some of his shirts.
Yeah.
I mean, your personal collection, whether it's for like professional references or just like your own archive, like has to be one of the most extensive and
Impressive.
just robust in the world. Do you know how many items are in your personal archive?
Well, I think I've got about 4,000 pieces.
Good.
Okay.
God.
But
God damn.
I was very lucky to meet Massimo Osti's son recently.
Yeah, let's talk about that. On the train, Randy.
On the train, yeah. And basically, I was on the train between Florence and Milan. I'd been in Florence with Emily, who designs the women's. We were together, and we were on the train coming from Florence to Milan. And this very nice gentleman, who looked quite young to me.
Was he goggled up?
Turns out 48.
Yeah.
He was the son of Massimo.
Was he in CP head to toe?
No. He was a normal-looking, very suave Italian, dressed casually. His name was Lorenzo Osti, and he came out of his seat to me. I saw him coming. I knew he was coming over because people come over to me all the time. And he just said, my name's Lorenzo Osti, and I love your stuff. And I thought, Osti? You're joking. I said, you're not the son. He says, yes, that's my dad. And I was so chuffed. So I asked him to sit down.
Did you guys just start nerding out?
We had a full hour and a half talk.
Amazing.
And then he told me everything about his dad. Now, I'd met his dad 5 or 6 times, but his dad was very shy, didn't speak English.
Okay.
And I met Massimo probably from the early 80s because I had a lot of contacts with all the best fabric people in Italy. They all love my brand. And some of those people, particularly Riccardo Carpini, was a wonderful man who's dead now. He died at 82. He just died last year.
Good long life.
He was very good friends with Osti, and he kept introducing me at fabric fairs in Italy. And I used to see him, but he never spoke any English. He was very shy. Mm-hmm. So I never really got to know him properly.
But Lorenzo was the missing link.
Yeah.
But Lorenzo was different. And he told me then about his dad. His dad had 36,000 pieces.
Oh, my God.
So
he 9x'd you.
Yeah.
So my little...
He blew your ass out of the water.
Pieces.
Yeah.
And of course, Massimo worked with the same mills as me. But to be fair to him, he was working same time as me. He started, I believe, in same as me as 1970.
Right.
I knew nothing about him till about 1980 or 81.
Is that when it first started kind of...
That would have been, yeah.
Yeah,
Is that when it first started...
When he did Bonneville, it did Bonneville, CP, and Stone Island. They all sort of came.
And is CP, is that when it started kind of infiltrating? Like,
I think CP was the
UK?
first
It was,
one.
yeah, I think so. That was in the 70s.
So anyway, yeah. So anyway, he was a genius with fabrication. He was obviously very fabric driven, same as me.
Sure.
And he loved his fabrics. And so he was taking the vintage like me, the military vintage. He was taking a lot of US stuff, just as I do, as well as British. I didn't see him take much British, to be honest. He tends to take US. And then he was always using the right fabric with the right cool finish that wasn't invented.
Right.
And he understood garment dye like to die for. Now, I understood the garments. And the difference between him and I is I collected all my garments. He didn't collect his own garments. He used to have people collecting for him.
Oh, okay.
As far as I'm aware.
he's working smarter, not harder.
Yeah, right.
Well, he worked, and he obviously had, he had 6-7 times as much as I had.
Totally.
So you couldn't have done that. I've collected all my 4,000 pieces.
Are you familiar with every single piece?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, got a library and you've got this little book.
Right.
Right. Obviously. Yeah.
10% of them anyway. So he obviously was somebody I always knew about from the early 80s.
But it took the son to come over and
the missing connection.
But I never had the conversation with him like I had with his son. So then his son said to me, he said, we're just doing a new CP book.
For their 50th anniversary.
Yeah, for our 50th anniversary. He says, Nige, would you consider coming in?
Yeah.
I said, well...
Say less, my G.
I said, well, yes, I would, because I loved what your dad did. I said, you're a super nice man. I said, yes, I'd like to come in, but I said, I'd like to wear my Cabourn stuff. So he said, that's fine. But he said, as long as you wear the CP on the top and all the Cabourn underneath. Right. And so we did a compromise. So these 5 pages that's in the 50th anniversary book. You've seen it.
Yeah, it's great.
It's all Cabourn underneath and the sneakers, and I'm wearing the CP jackets. And I was really particular because when they prepared all the jackets for me to see in London, I didn't really like to wear any of them. They weren't really my style. They were too old manish. The problem with old CP is it's great, but it looks a bit old. And I didn't really like old looking styles. Do you know what I mean? They were cut old.
You mean aesthetically, not like...
They're not really funky. They're very practical.
Yeah.
And they look a little bit like they're not particularly funky. Do you know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
All straightforward function.
Yeah. So anyway, I found the one that I quite liked and it looked good with my clothes. And so I said, right, you can photograph me in that. And so they did the pictures and they featured my fucking whistle in there and everything else. And they were great. And his son has been amazing.
Yeah.
He's kept in touch with me and we've talked about maybe doing something together at some stage.
I mean, it would make sense, right?
That'd be incredible. I mean, that's
two titans of textiles, two pharaohs.
Collab of the millennium, bro.
I mean, it would be, obviously, I would respect very much what he does.
Sure.
Because he's a full package.
Something that we're trying to kind of figure out. So we're here because of our kind friends at CP Company.
Right.
Yes.
And
I didn't realize. I thought it was through Danny, actually.
I
didn't know it
really.
was through CP.
Danny didn't pay for us to come to the UK.
Yeah.
Right. He linked this up with you.
I didn't know. So you did it with CP.
We're going to the event in Darwin.
Okay, so you must know Lorenzo.
Hopefully we're going to meet the legend himself.
I think he's still the MD for.
We haven't met him yet.
What I was trying to say is that like the Northern England has such a affinity for CP Company and Italian.
Well, especially flannels. My best friend owns flannels, and flannels built Stone Island CP business in the whole of the north of England.
Right.
And he had the best and bought the most.
Right.
Okay. He was number one.
He's the guy.
And Neil Prosser's in the book.
Okay.
And Neil's a personal friend, and he built that business. With flannels, you know, that's old flannels.
Why do you think like Northern UK culture, which is so unique?
Well, it's obvious. It's obvious. It's fucking soccer.
Yeah.
It's nothing else.
The casuals.
You've got to understand that all of the best soccer is in. I mean,
so it's the soccer and the CP Company. They're just
soccer and the CP and particularly, but the soccer. If you think about it, it's got a northern heritage.
Sure.
You know, when soccer was invented in 1862, virtually all of the 12 teams were from the north.
Right, okay.
You know,
this is the birthplace of the sport.
Yeah, it's all sort of, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, there's, of course, today we've got great London teams. But you know, if you look at the London teams, Chelsea are the first team to get into the European Cup in 1955. Mm-hmm. You know, it wasn't Tottenham Tottenham,
that was when it was one team per country, right?
Yeah. Well, it was Chelsea were really the linchpin in those days, and Arsenal. Arsenal are very famous because Arsenal actually in 1936 they actually beat. They beat the international Italian team, who were considered the best because they won the World Cup 34 and 38, the Italians, and Arsenal actually played them and beat them.
The club team beat the national team. Wow,
Arsenal are great. You were great then. So the North is...
soccer or football is the linchpin of why a brand like CP Company has such a hold over the imagination of the North of England. Got it.
Definitely. And when that came along with the branding, it really fucking took off.
Right. The conspicuous.
It really took off.
Well, going back to the 4,000 item personal collection, I mean, obviously it's priceless, right? But if you had to put a number on it, Big Nige, how much money have you spent on clothes in your entire lifetime?
Well, on that vintage collection, it's really hard to say. If I was honest with you, I don't really know. There has come a stage when I do need to value it.
Sure.
I do need to value it.
Yeah.
But I don't
insurance.
But I don't really know, and I do need to sit down one day and spend a week trying to value it.
Sure.
Because it'd probably take a week.
Well, that's the value. But how much have you spent? Do you think $1 million?
At least.
Yeah.
Certainly over 20 years. No doubt about it. Yeah. No,
have you spent more on books or clothing?
Oh, no. The books is a different item. You know, you're not going to spend $7,500 on the book.
Okay.
You know, I'll spend $7,500 on a piece of clothing.
Okay.
I mean, generally, me spending $500 to $1,000 for one piece is normal when I
Sure,
really, really want it.
A need to have.
And when I'm, when I'm a bit flush for money, not always flush because this business can be very up and down. When I'm flush, I could spend £3,000 on one trip for vintage, but I try not to spend. I mean, at one stage, I was spending £60,000-70,000 a year on vintage. Yeah, on good years.
Yeah.
But I owe psychologically.
You're reinvesting into the business, right?
Psychologically.
You got to spend money to make money.
Exactly. And that's what people forget is that basically.
I tell him all the time.
Basically, to do collaborations, you need new ideas.
Right.
And my new ideas come from me going out. So if I earn 100,000 for one design job, I always have a thing in my head. You're going to put 10% back of what you
like earmark that.
job.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why I've been happy to spend 60,000 a year because some of the collaboration got earn well, and I buy the product, and I don't sell the vintage. It's there. It's Nigel, my library.
What's more expensive, building up your personal library? And Sophia, maybe you want earmuffs, or what's more expensive, building out your personal library or raising 3 children?
Well, it's both for me. It's both. I mean, the children obviously are really important, but Sophie knows about her dad. She knows he's a fucking lunatic with the vintage. Not yourself. Yeah. I mean, listen, I think any man, if he's really honest, and he's building an international business, it's hard to not put the business first.
You have to make sacrifices.
Have you ever had people approach you to try and buy Nigel Cabourn? And have you ever been tempted, or do you want to remain independent until you're 6 feet under?
People come
2 meters under,
but never the right person.
Right. It would have to be,
for somebody to get to do it with me, would have to love what I do, and love the vintage and love the whole thing about it. There's plenty of people around with money that want to come, but usually with people with money, you're looking for such a return and so quickly. That's
such an immediate return.
That's why I've never really sold the business.
Right.
I mean, Massimo really sold up because he had cancer.
Mm.
I know that because his son told me. I think he sold up.
Yeah, he sold his shares in a lot of his companies. Yeah,
and I think he was quite difficult to work with, as I am.
Yeah, you don't say.
And I think that
easy to talk to, though. I'll say that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm an easy guy.
Well, you've been in business for nearly 50 years.
Well, I started fashion college 67, and I sort of started the business in 69.
So 5 decades of dizzying
decades.
highs,
5 decades
and terrifying lows.
Both, absolutely both.
Yeah, if you have to point to a single,
lows and some great times.
What's a singular highlight you could point to?
Yeah.
And just be like, that was kind of like.
Well, I think
was it that renting that house with 7 women in Japan? Or?
Yeah, well, that was always great. But they were my friends.
Sure, right.
And really good friends, really kind, smashing people.
Smashing, baby.
Yeah. So actually spending quality time with people like that is amazing.
That's like a highlight of the.
That's all about, they're all into exercise, eating properly, just having a good, honest time.
Health and wellness, crystals,
and
health is wealth.
All the shit you like.
Of what I really enjoy.
Right.
Because I used to be a fat bastard.
Right. No, we're aware. We've seen the pics.
I used to be 16 stone. I'm now 12 stone. So I lost
4 stones.
4 stone.
Damn, that's a lot of stones.
And I started when I was 60.
Right.
So
you're a late bloomer.
I'm a late bloomer. And
were the pants back then, that's like why you like the most.
What was your waist size at your biggest?
Oh, I'll be 36 or 38.
Okay.
I'm now about 32. I've lost 4 sizes for fuck's sake.
But you size up.
But you size up too anyway.
But anyway, I still wear them fucking big, so it make no difference. I'm still wearing the same size. That's a stupid thing.
Are you wearing the same clothes?
I wear the same fucking things. Yeah. The only thing is my fucking head shrunk like a turtle. Look.
Well, now the clothes don't fit you. Now you got to cinch them up.
Yeah, but I like everything comfortable.
So what would you say? Okay, so obviously all of the personal relationships are a highlight, of course. We're doing it right now, right? But in terms of your business, can you point to one moment that was like, holy shit, like over 50 years? Is there anything that jumps out?
Well, you've got to understand that I've had a great time, a personal great time, because I've had 5-6 decades of having my own business.
Sure.
And having
working for yourself.
Money in my pocket and doing what I want to do. So every decade there's something really great happens. Okay. So I've probably had 6 amazing times Not that I've had many amazing
Right.
times, but I mean
Just a few.
amazing.
Every 10 years,
What
we're
was the
just
most-
like,
what was the
yeah,
most-
big notch.
But every
What's the most
time-
recent one you could point to and be like, that was a fucking highlight? Peak moment.
So many, you see. To me, the peak of everything now is travel.
Yeah, sure.
What I love doing, getting up early in a foreign country, training in that country, often with my medicine balls, which I take
Right.
with me.
Wow,
Like an
you must-
old-timey strong
You must
man.
have a lot of baggage fees.
Well, I do.
yeah.
Yeah, but I travel business class and I'm allowed to take
flex.
40 kilos. So I take
Don't get too strong, Nigel. You might exceed the
I've got
40
one
kilos.
bag with 3 medicine
Getting
balls.
strong's expensive, man.
So I
What's the
start
one-
off
what's
with a
one
good
place-
exercise. Somewhere like Hayama in Japan is just paradise,
Mhm.
Beautiful beach. It's a beautiful house, which I did up to 2 years ago, and had all my friends staying with me.
Right.
I mean, that
Yeah.
was a key thing is I've got maybe 10 good, really good friends.
That's your
Right.
crew.
Yeah, my
Squadron.
crew.
Yeah.
So if you look at my Instagram, all the girls on my Instagram are
Right.
all dear friends.
The homies, as we say.
Yeah, all dear friends. They're all young, really energetic, happy, love what they're doing, have their own businesses generally.
Sure.
Is there a
And
place?
we have a lot in common, you see.
Is there a place you want to travel to that you haven't been to yet?
Well, yeah, I like to start going to South America.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've been to Mexico 2 or 3 times. Actually, Soph, you've been to Mexico with us as a kid. And I went to Mexico in first in
Cancun?
1971.
MTV Spring Break?
Yeah. Where'd you go?
I just went to Nogales.
Okay.
Because I had a friend who lived in Chicago and he lived in Tucson, and we went over the border. I'd like to go to South America. I've been everywhere else, really.
Right.
I mean,
Like Johnny
Australia's
Cash.
great. New Zealand's great.
hmm
I love going to LA.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I
New
guess
York?
because you're on your health and wellness shit, it kind of resonates
Well,
now.
I mean, Venice Beach is unbelievable.
Right, of course.
I mean, you can fucking spar with the guys on the beach.
yeah.
You can train there. You can train there with the strongman.
I love
Muscle
the
Beach.
I love the paddle tennis.
Yeah. You, go to
'cause
Muscle Beach with your old-timey dumbbells.
Basically, I play tennis five times a week.
Oh,
Are
yeah?
you good?
I was playing tennis at 7 o'clock this morning.
Oh, Nige, I wish I know. We could have hit.
Yeah.
Could
And
hit
I
us.
and I love the paddle tennis.
Yeah.
Do you like New York?
I've spent so much good times in New York. Remember, you've got to understand that in New York, I was showing 2 or 3 times a year in New York for 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
And I went to Studio 74 in 77 as a kid. Well, not
54.
54.
54, sorry.
It's okay.
In 74.
Yeah.
Yeah, in 74.
In
54 and
74,
74, yeah.
Yeah, 1978 or 77 I went. Yeah. I mean, Studio 54 was amazing. And then I spent, and then I used to do great business, telephone figures I did. I was doing about 2 million US by the late 80s.
Oh, wow.
I
Okay.
had a great guy working for me called Kenny Fabricant, who lived in Vermont.
Wait, Fabric was in his last name?
Yeah, Fabricant.
Was he?
Yeah,
He's a fabric cunt.
He's a fabric cunt.
Fabricant. But he was a great guy, tall, handsome guy, and we used to have an amazing time.
Sounds like
Yeah.
it.
So,
Sounds like a
so I've been
righteous
to
sick
America a lot, and I loved all the trade shows and the whole
Right.
bits of it. And I got a lot of friends in America, so
Yeah.
and I love American brands. Remember I've done collaborations with Vans,
Right, sure.
Converse, Red Wing,
Everybody.
Dana.
Yeah,
I've
sure.
done Eddie Bauer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, Eddie Bauer had a wonderful history. Eddie Bauer himself, I mean, he died a long time ago, but he invented the down jacket. So these
Sure,
down
right,
jackets
obviously. That informs
he
so much of your
invented
work.
those in 1936.
Yeah.
Although we say we invented it in 1924, So, but anyway, you've got to love America. I mean, so much great vintage coming.
Is there a low light of the business? Like maybe was there a point where you're like, I don't know if we're gonna make it through or to next season?
Oh,
next
I've
year?
had that feeling quite a few times.
Yeah.
Listen, when you're in business, in the fashion business for 50 years, everybody has a low time. I've had plenty of them. Lucky enough, I've had more good times than bad
Sure.
times. But no, I've
You're
had
in the black.
I've had some tough times in this business.
Is-
But what's always pulled me through it's because I love what I do. So I just get on with it.
Right.
And even when it's bad, I just have to do it because
You push forward. Yeah.
yeah. Otherwise, what else do I do?
You turtle up, right?
Yeah, I turtle up.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You just rough out the hard times.
I like that fucking turtle up. I
Bear
remember
down
that.
and turtle up.
Yeah, turtle up.
I mean, with so much experience, like, do you see a lot of young brands? Is there like one mistake that you see young brands making over and over, which is maybe like why they don't succeed? Or if there's somebody trying to start a brand, what would you say to them?
Well, I can talk to people about, somebody who directly comes to ask me that question.
Right.
But I wouldn't be, a real person to start criticizing some of the other young brands because most of them that do well, they've done well because they've got something usually unique.
Right.
The key to be successful is you need a point of difference. You need something really unique.
Yeah.
You need to be able to work fucking hard and really love what you're doing. Because that's how I've survived.
Still hard work.
Yeah. Hard work, love what you do.
Love of the
have
game.
Something fairly unique. And also, one of the biggest important things for me, because I'm an older guy, is I like to shake people's hands, fucking look them in the eye.
Right.
And I like to, show that I really love what I do.
Your handshake is fucking killer, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
It
Yeah.
hurt
He's got
my
a
hand.
vice grip. Well, he's so strong now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But it will be because I'm brought up.
This turtle's
from the
got
old
some
school.
paws on him.
Yeah. But no, I think it's important. If anyone was asked me key things, one of them I would say is to really love people and like people and really give out the energy of your own personality.
Yeah.
Because that's contagious. And I've done that a lot. And that's how I survived because people believe in me.
I mean, I think
They're a
that,
genuine bloke.
and that's that I think shines through in the amount of like collaborations you do, not just like with, not just anybody that comes along, but with brands that you really fuck with and have a connection with.
And I do put the effort in on the collaboration.
You
Absolutely.
damn well do.
Yeah.
Is there one collab though that like you keep going back to in your mind is like one of your favorites?
It's probably like picking a favorite kid, but
well, I
Which
mean,
is Sophia, by the way.
obviously we know.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hard
Nigel,
one, really.
it's Sophia, right?
Yeah.
Sophia's your favorite kid?
Well, she's the youngest, and she's the most tuned in.
Yeah.
But I love my 3 kids and the 2 grandchildren.
But only one of them picked us up from the train station. I just want to be very fucking clear.
That's very typical of Sophie. No, it's typical. No, that's because she's the nearest and dearest to me. Because she lived with me. To be fair to the other 2, they didn't live with me.
So if she was a collab that you have done, which one would it be?
Who's the Sophia?
Let's get back on track here.
Who's the
Your
Sophia of your
mother's very
collaboration?
nice.
Yeah.
My mum's lovely.
You are a collab, actually.
Yeah.
You are.
Every child is
You're
a
the best
collab.
collab.
But I mean, the thing is, I've been married twice, and I've got 2 grandchildren. And
Shout out
Grandpa
to
Nige.
the, shout out to
children.
Tots.
But then I'm 72, so you will have that at my age.
Yeah.
You know?
Are you dressing the grandkids?
My oldest grandson, who's 14, is a Cabournite.
Oh, yeah.
Absolute Cabournite. If you've
That's what I call the fans, Cabournites.
Cabournite. So if you was like that,
Yeah, it's good. That's good.
Yeah, he's fucking Cabournized.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
He's been
He's fucking
Cabournized.
Cabournized. So he's a super kid. Sophie loves him to death. I've got another beautiful one who's 6, but of course he's just 6.
Right.
The other one
He hasn't been
loves
Cabournized
Cable.
yet, but he will be.
So again, if you check my Instagram, you'll see my grandson. He fucking loves it.
Cabournite.
Wait, so let's.
He's a motherfucker, but a good motherfucker.
But yeah, no. So favorite collaboration, or one
what's your favorite
one that,
collab?
one that you keep going back to, because I know you.
Favorite collabs. I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, the Mahara must take some beating because I've done seven collabs,
And that's your boy. That's your guy.
and he's my friend.
Yeah.
Well, he's not. I mean, when I say he's my boy, he's my friend.
Yeah.
We've built it on a friendship.
That's your homie.
Friendship
Doesn't-
first,
and he
garment
doesn't
second.
really speak English very well either.
You speak
But-
Japanese?
Do I fuck? But no, I would say, I've done 7 seasons with him, so that's 3.5 years.
Keep going back to it.
I mean, there is 1 or 2 collaborations I'd still like to do. I'd love to do Patagonia.
Oh, of course.
wow.
Yes, I would really
Patagooch.
enjoy doing that. And probably Arterex I'd love to do.
Oh.
But on the other hand,
Ooh, maybe.
I've done Peak and I've done Haglov. So,
You say Peak Snow Peak? Or
Snow Peak's Japanese. No, I've done Peak Performance.
Oh, Peak Performance. Got it.
which is Swedish. So
Would you like to do a Snow Peak collab?
Sorry?
Do you like Snow Peak?
Well, I'm friends with Snopey.
Okay.
And Sophie, believe it or not, is best of friends with the girl who's working for Snopey, aren't you? Yeah. So yeah. The only two that would be good would be
Those on your bucket list.
those would be because I've done everybody really. Even Fred Perry was great. I did 4 seasons with Fred
I
Perry.
would love to see a
we might
Cabourn
see-
Arc'teryx. That would be.
Yeah, I would like to do Arc'teryx because it's really driven by outerwear. And the thing is with Arc'teryx, to be really honest with you, is very cool. But I love it when it started about 1989. When I first went to Aspen in 1990 with Sophie when she was a kid and his mum, I discovered Arc'teryx. And I think it was only about a year old, and it looked amazing, and it was such a great piece of outerwear.
Yeah.
Today, it hasn't. It's obviously more technical, more clever, but what it lacks now is a real cool fashion element for me. It's the kids who wear it that make it look fashionable.
We should have worn our Arc to today because we have our Arc with
the
us.
cool kids wear it that make it look good.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think itself it hasn't moved on that much. I'd love to do something with it, but they don't believe in doing too much with it, you know. I don't know even know who's running Arc'teryx. Anyway.
We'll talk after.
Yeah,
we can talk after.
yeah.
And then do you think Patagonia, do you think that's ever reality or is that just a dream
Probably
scenario?
a dream with Patagonia because
They don't really
do collaborate.
Right, sure.
And anyway, you
could do like some tinned fish with them, Patagonia provisions.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, a beer.
Yeah.
I mean, I just like Patagonia as a whole lifestyle.
Sure. Right. Totally.
I love the lifestyle. The product itself is very practical, does what it says. You chuck it on and it doesn't fit particularly well, but it looks nice. I mean, it's like Filson as well. I mean, I like Filson as well.
But it doesn't fit you well?
But it doesn't fit well.
Right.
That's why they need the God.
Yeah.
But I did 2 years with Filson. And I also did 2 seasons with Eddie Bauer. So I've worked with the American brands, and they're great.
Nige, the banter's been absolutely through the roof.
A1.
Absolutely
Really?
A1. Two Yanks.
You're doing a great job.
You're doing amazing, sweetie. 2 Yanks coming up to the north. The thing is that we are still quoting Austin Powers.
Yeah.
When it comes to like British slang.
Okay.
and-
Yeah. Well,
and
I
colloquialisms.
noticed that. And I
Yeah,
thought, the difference,
baby.
the difference is that I can talk about the 60s.
Right.
So you were like taking the piss a bit because you're too young whippers.
No, this is our only reference because this is his first time in the UK. This is my first time up in the north.
Yeah.
So what we want to ask you, is there some northern slang that you can teach us that we can bring back to the US and teach our peers, teach our cohorts so we can stop saying groovy baby.
Smashing baby, yeah.
Well, I think you've heard it all. I think I've said it all while I've been talking.
What is that?
Oh, yes, scaboosh.
What is scaboosh?
What the hell is that?
Well, scaboosh, it's a word that I don't know how I got it. I think it got made up from over the last 50 years. And my daughter's got on a fucking elbow called scaboosh. Scaboosh means let's get the fuck out of here.
Oh.
And I spend a lot of time having to get the fuck out because I'm so insulting often. So I always have to fucking scaboosh wherever I go. So this is a nice word.
Did she point to that? It's like, Dad, we got a skaboosh.
I can't believe that she got the tattoo. She knows I don't particularly like tattoos because I don't fucking have one. And she went off and got this one, that scaboosh one, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right,
Monster.
so scaboosh means let's get the fuck out of here.
I love
Fuck
that.
out of it.
Yeah. All right.
But that's not a northern word.
That's even better.
Yeah.
Is there like a Newcastle?
You
specific-
designed that slang.
Is there a Newcastle specific slang though?
Slang word.
Newcastle specific though? Anything come to mind?
Well, I'm not really a Geordie.
Right.
I've never lived here much longer than where I was born. I was born in Scunthorpe in Lincolnshire. So
Where's that? Is that up in the north?
It's about 120 miles, 130 miles from here.
Oh shit.
It's further down to the Midlands.
Okay.
And it's got a little football team, and it's a pretty poor place now. But
you go back often?
I used to go and watch my football team a lot. The last 2 or 3 years, I haven't been going to watch the football team.
Are they in the second division? Or?
They're in the old second division, like the
Okay.
4th division. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Sounds bad.
But they have been in the first division.
They have.
Never in the Premiership.
Oh, never in the Premiership.
But they've been in the first division, I think, three separate times now. So I don't consider myself a Geordie, so I don't talk Geordie.
Well,
Right. Why do you choose to live here?
Yeah, why do you choose to kind of remain up in Newcastle and have your whole operation up here versus
I went
being
to
in
fashion-
swinging
I went
London?
to fashion college here.
Okay.
You've got to understand fashion college in the 60s was amazing, as I told you.
Yeah.
200 to 1 ratio.
Yeah.
Love it.
Exactly. Give me a good chance. And
Fish in a barrel.
also you had
Fishing with dynamite.
You had the Animals, and you had some really cool groups.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, like the band, the Animals.
Yeah.
Not like the
Not like
wildlife.
you acting like an animal.
like we should have.
Yeah. House of the Rising Sun.
Yeah, House of the Rising Sun, which 1964, which is great. So,
Classic tune, mate.
We've got some very famous people. We've got Sting, Message in a Bottle from 1981. So
Sting?
Sting, yeah.
From the Police.
From the Police.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
The tantric sex
quite
god.
A lot of people came from the Northeast. But the Northeast did have the Club of Go-Go, which was amazing in the 60s. And to be honest, the fashion college was pretty amazing. And of course, what I used to do every summer through the 4 years at fashion college was hitchhike every summer, go away for 6-7 weeks, some holidays, and get out of the Northeast.
Yeah. Travel
So
around.
The Northeast has always been the base for me. And I've got a family grew up here.
You got roots here now. You put roots down.
Yes. Yeah.
One very British activity we've been indulging in our 2 days
Quite
here
a
has
bit.
been,
If it's for research,
has been
R&D purposes.
hitting the pub, hitting the local.
Oh, right.
Pulling and sinking pints.
Yeah.
What we haven't mastered just yet is, and we want your advice, is what is the best fit to wear to the pub?
Yeah.
With
Best
me,
piece
with me,
of
mate.
clothing.
Yeah, or
Just the
outfit,
best
just
outfit.
like what would
Well, I
you?
think you both look about right.
Oh, yeah?
You are.
T-shirts and
I wouldn't
pants.
change. I mean, you'll probably get fucking beaten up, but you're probably going to get fucking beaten up anyway.
Yeah, sure.
So whatever you wear, you'll
People
get
die every day, B.
I mean, whatever you fucking wear, you'll get beaten up.
Okay.
By looking like that. So I can't really advise you.
Will we get beat up if we...
You look all right.
All right, we'll
Okay,
look all right.
that's
All right.
that's the cosign that we needed.
Absolutely fine. You'll be well received.
Nigel, we have been successful independent business owners for approximately a year and a half now.
Mhm.
You've
It's
been,
not long, is it?
No, not at all.
No.
You have been a successful independent business owner for 50 years.
Yes.
So we want to enter the Throwing Fits business corner real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
TM.
And talk about the most taboo subject of all,
Money.
that?
dinero.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cold
Is that
hard
taboo?
cash.
Is it?
It is in America.
Yeah.
Not about over here. So I'm
We're
just
about
asking.
radical salary transfer.
We never get an answer, a straight answer in the US, maybe in the UK. How much money do you make?
Oh, fucking hell.
Makes fucking hell.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't make a fortune.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people think I do. To be honest, I'm not a great business person.
You don't say.
Yeah, I'm not a great business person. I love what I do, and my lifestyle's more important.
Sure.
So I spend quite a lot of money on my lifestyle.
Which is what now the fitness
Yes.
and the vintage.
Here's to feeling good all the time.
I spend a good amount of money on fitness.
Mhm.
I've got a boxing coach and a tennis coach. So, I mean, that costs me plenty. I do that, because I'm doing something every day, if not twice a day.
If we were to spar, would you would beat our ass, you think?
Yes.
No, I wouldn't, because
I
I'm
think so.
72.
Okay.
But if I fucking got one under your jaw, you'd know about it. Yeah. But no.
A kiss from Uncle Nige.
I'm limited. No, I earn good money and I do a lot of collaborations and I'm very lucky that I'm completely loving what I do every day.
absolutely.
Right.
So I'm very wealthy in heart and body.
Besides fitness.
So-
Rich in soul. Yeah.
So in soul and happiness and
and that's what counts.
Yeah.
and
And that's
so-
invaluable.
So that's a multimillionaire for me.
Besides fitness, what else, and travel and vintage, what else do you like to spend your money on? Like, are there any personal hobbies or pursuits that we don't know about?
Well, it's my money's mainly spent on travel. I can probably spend £100,000 a year on travel on a good year. Not at present because of COVID.
Right.
But I've been spending. If you travel 6 months of the year, you're going to spend a lot of money. But you've got to understand that I do a lot of collabs, and most of the collab people pay for my trips.
Right.
And
Travel and accommodations come along
so
with the
it's
bottom
not all
line, yeah.
personally spent
Right.
out of my own pocket. But I do spend an awful lot out of my own pocket. And
Got to spend money to make money.
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, I think nothing, as I said, even now, I'm probably still spending 30 or 40,000 a year on vintage, but I've tried to cut it down back to about 25 because of the way things are
Tough
down.
times, man.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously the travel's cut itself down.
Right.
Nothing I can do about it. Although I've managed to start traveling again recently.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
We're happy to have you back
Yeah,
on the
and
road.
I would love to go to LA. I'm just waiting for when I can get to LA. But
Get some more crystals.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But my most important thing is getting back to Japan.
Sure, I can imagine.
You know, that's
your livelihood, baby.
That's my second most important place.
Absolutely.
And that's where most of my dear friends
That's
are.
where the fans are too.
Yeah.
As well, exactly.
Nigel, not only is your experience deep and wide in business, but also deep and wide as a coxman, as a Lothario.
Yeah.
Right, 50 years at least.
Yeah.
So when it comes to meats and cheeks, what I want to know, my friend here is married.
Yeah,
my work
thank
husband
God.
is married. Me, not so much. So
Yeah.
if you had to just give a simple piece of advice to a bloke,
A Yank.
here in the UK, like how can a Yank pull a proper bird here in the UK? Like, what's the secret there?
Well, I'm a bit out of touch with that, to be honest. But for me,
So it's not like showing her your TikTok or anything.
Your Instagram, follow me on
For
Instagram.
me, it's being yourself.
Yeah,
Okay?
sure.
For me, it's not.
All right, what if that hasn't really worked out?
What if
Well,
yourself is trash?
It works out for me because I always look after myself and I dress the part
Sure.
and
You're the total package.
and I'm straightforward with people. I'm honest, you know.
Yeah.
You just have to be yourself. And you know, simple.
What's a first date with Big Nige like? What do you like to do on a first date?
vintage shop?
No, wait, for real?
Yeah, for sure.
That's not a joke. That's a legitimate answer.
Vintage shop. No.
Is that why you're single?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it vintage shop for you or for her? Or both?
Well, for both. You know, I love vintage shopping. You know,
I mean, you design women's clothing. I mean, like, you know, you have an opinion on the matter.
I mean, I love vintage shopping and I love vintage shopping and I love traveling and I love getting up early in the morning and doing the exercise in different places in the world. You know, obviously, if it's on the beach, I can train on the beach. It's really good fun.
For sure.
And I love doing shops, vintage shops and current shops. You know, I was like to see what.
You must be a fun guy to travel with. I mean, that's become very clear
just a great
over the
hang.
course of this episode.
Just a great hang like we're doing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Follow on man on
Again,
Instagram.
follow Nigel Cabourn on Instagram. You're going to get the plug it at the end. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Nigel, you're clearly doing very fucking well. 50 years
goat.
as a legend. Anytime we told someone that we're gonna pod with you, they're like, "Holy fucking
Yeah.
shit!
This is going
This
to be a
this
big one.
geese can dance."
Yeah, thank you.
That being said, right,
I appreciate
we would like to offer a little bit of like outsider perspective, maybe some advice that you can take or
Free
leave.
consulting from two Yanks.
But if you want to kind of like, take Nigel Cabourn to the next level, you want some American consultation, we're going to offer up some constructive criticism.
Okay.
Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. First up, you talked about having to constantly reinvent yourself, come up with new ideas.
Yeah.
Let's keep the critics on their toes.
Yeah.
Let's put out Nigel Cabourn's skinny jeans.
Oh my God. Well, I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
You know, it's a bit like dressing me up to pull a bird. I'm not going to dress up to pull a bird. I just stay the same as I always
You're not going to dress up to pull a bird or to pull a
I'm
bag.
not going to be wearing any fucking stupid tie.
Okay.
Yes, I tell my kids off for wearing them.
Really?
Oh, my grandson as well. In the skinny stuff. I said, I can't believe you're not fucking going.
Do they listen?
you're
have
grounded,
kids-
go home.
Go fucking home.
Have your kids and
Skaboosh.
grandkids?
So I don't, yes, Cabouche.
Have your kids and grandkids listened to you like throughout the years when it comes to like style advice?
It's only just my grandson.
Yeah. He thinks you're cool though, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. Look.
So did he like burn all his skinny jeans?
But he comes in skinny jeans, but he generally wears cool stuff.
Yeah, we got to make sure
good.
he stays Cabournized.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. Okay, Nige, here is my thing, right? Clearly, you're a man who loves to collaborate, and of course, you want to collaborate with
I like people.
with the right
It's
people.
Key people.
And I know after spending an hour and a half with us, you like the goddamn motherfucking boys.
Yes, I do.
Collaborate with throwing fits on a piece of merch.
Yeah.
You want to tap into the American market? You're looking at the face of it right here. The faces of it. Just again, the offer is out there. Have your people hit up our people. Maybe we can make something happen. Yeah.
The gear spinning, trying
Just
to think
saying.
of
We sell a lot of
polite non-response.
We sell a lot of mesh shorts. That's our main thing that we do. Maybe we do a big old pleated mesh short.
Yeah.
Big old baggy pair.
with a monkey pocket.
Yeah, with a monkey pocket in the back.
Oh my God.
I don't know. We're just spitballing now, but again, I want
no
you to
bad
know,
ideas in a brainstorm.
We are open for motherfucking business. You just let us know if you want to make some money.
We
with the
can't
boys.
fly you out to New York.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
have to fund that yourself. But
I did. Well, to be honest with Vans,
Yeah. Oh,
I've not earned a cent on Vans at present. It's all on royalty.
hey Vans, if you're listening,
Yeah.
we're also available for collaboration as well.
I mean, the thing with Vans is amazing, but I've funded the whole thing from Vans,
Right.
as far as doing
up to this
the
point.
whole thing up to this point.
Sure.
Now, obviously, I I've got a royalty to look forward to.
Well, let's not change the subject here. Nigel Cabourn, TF.
Yeah.
So me coming to America to do something with you guys, of course, I'll be on a plane tomorrow.
Ooh, wee. What are we doing? We doing outerwear?
Yeah. Oh,
Are we doing mesh shorts with a big old pocket?
I mean,
Dungaree mesh shorts.
no, I won't be doing anything stupid.
But I mean, what do you wear when you work out? Do you wear like old?
I wear all my Cabourn stuff. I wear the Army gym stuff. I started the Army.
You work
gym.
out with old timey equipment, and you dress like an old timey guy too.
Yeah,
You like the one piece strongman?
The singlet.
No,
There will be blood bathing suit.
I wear like old gear.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm wearing
Musty.
Like thick cotton.
Yeah, I'm not that practical. I like to look good first, you know.
Yeah.
So
Ain't no moisture wicked in this bitch.
So
Yeah.
I wear a pair of American Nam shorts, nylon shorts, nylon because they're light. Or I'll even trade in my fucking army shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nobody is more authentic than you. You fucking.
I like
you are.
authentic.
Do you play
Be
tennis
about
with like the John McEnroe small head
I
racket?
don't play with the wooden racket.
Okay.
No, I'm not doing that on the the tennis is different.
Right,
Tennis, you're up
Same
on the
with
technology.
Yeah, same with the ping pong. You know, I use a really good bat.
Are you nasty? Are you nasty on the table?
Fucking very nasty.
Oh,
Nasty Nige on the
Nige.
fucking sticks. Nigel, you are one of the most authentic motherfuckers we have ever met. We
Thank you.
appreciate you hosting us and taking the time out of your very busy day of
been a
spending
pleasure.
thousands of dollars on books.
It's-
and
Yeah,
vintage
just for
garments
us.
to have a chat. The floor is yours. What would you like to promote? Maybe the van stuff. What is your
Maybe your
Instagram
Instagram?
handle? Yeah.
Well, I think I've promoted
say this
my
direct-
Instagram
say it
quite
directly
a
to
lot.
the- What's-
really.
what's
I
the
mean, what would I
handle?
like to promote?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know really. I'd like myself.
That sounds like a lie.
I mean, what would I like to promote?
So
myself?
this episode's
Actually,
coming out
I tell you
October.
what would be nice to have a really good American partner. Somebody
Oh.
who really loved Cabourn and wanted to do.
Okay.
Do
Well, we're
it.
big in the
as
industry,
a
so.
collaborator, as like a distributor.
Well,
or
you know,
what are you talking
I
about?
think
Investor?
having a really good American person behind, I think would be great.
Barack
'Cause
Obama,
I
if you're
really,
listening.
I really like the Americans from that point of view.
The Yanks.
Yeah. I mean, they also appreciate vintage and they know how to do things
Sure.
in a good way. You know,
All right, so if and you know we'll waive our finder's fee.
Yeah.
If they find Nigel Cabourn through throwing fits, then you know that they're actually not that into it.
because I quite like I like working with Americans.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I do the collaborations in
Yeah.
America.
Sure.
You know, I love doing the Converse as well. You
Right,
know,
right, right.
Converse was brilliant. Red Wing was brilliant. I mean, it was great doing Eddie Bauer as well, you know, because it had the best vintage in the world.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
mean, I did Eddie Bauer really for the vintage, you know.
Just for access to the
Yeah, for
archive.
access to the fucking treats.
And Filson have great
Like, yo, let me get a
vintage as well.
key.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
the Instagram
Nigel,
is Nigel_Cabourn.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
do you do the IG? Like that's all you?
Clearly, bro. Have you seen
I
this
do
shit?
though fucking lot. I mean,
I'm just saying though, like because
He loves it,
Do you
bro.
have like other people
Man
like
loves to
posting
post.
photos for you?
The girl I travel with, Emily.
Yes.
she Em's doing the photographs of me generally.
Right.
She's
She takes her
traveling-
fit pics.
She mainly takes the pictures of me, or I ask people in the street. So there's probably 25% of those pictures are taken by people in
Amateur
the street,
photographer, unpaid interns.
and,
Yeah.
and 75% taken by her.
Wow. Incredible.
Love to see it.
There's no
Again,
professional pictures. On
working
there, really.
working smarter, not harder. You love to see
Well,
it.
it's not so much being smart, but if you're traveling 6 months a year, who the fuck am I going to do it?
Exactly.
I can't have a fucking photographer.
You're not a rapper. You don't have a videographer following you around the whole time. You
I'm
wear the
not a
same
rapper.
sneakers as a rapper.
And remember,
That's where
it's
the
sort of a
comparison ends.
lifestyle, blog in a way.
Yeah.
And it's all on the hoof.
Well, you're
it's all on the hoof.
you're a great fucking follow. Everyone should tap the fuck in.
Nigel.
And there's nothing else. We're just gonna leave it at that. What about when does
Absolute.
Vans drop? When is that available?
Van's dropping next week. It's my
Okay.
birthday next week.
Okay, so it'll be a few
and
weeks
it
ago
drops-
when you
it
listen to
drops
this.
On my birthday,
Yeah, but-
October the 7th.
We're trying to sell all that shit out, and if they're still
yeah.
available when this episode comes out, cop the fuck up. The apparel is absolutely amazing. We just got the full rundown.
It's smashing, baby.
Smashing, baby. Yeah.
Nigel, thank you for coming on to the only
really
podcast
enjoyed
that
meeting
matters.
you two
Thank you so
guys,
much,
by
Nigel.
the
We
way.
appreciate your time.
Thank you guys.
Slap that motherfucking out.
I'm going to fucking skaboosh.
Exactly. Time to skaboosh.
See ya.
There is a house in New Orleans. They call the rising sun. And it's been the ruin of many a poor boy. And God